Hi, today from Freiburg in Germany, in the beautiful Black Forest. Today I will be talking about happiness in the third part of our happiness series. I will give you 3 more elements to include in your daily mixture in order to be happy in your life. See you in the next part. The first element of happiness that I want to talk about today is freedom. Freedom is also the highest value in my value system. And many of you learned to value the importance of happiness in the corona crisis and how important it is to be free, to have the freedom of speech, the freedom to move around, personal freedom, and freedom to do whatever you want, to not to be obstructed, to leave your home or to go for a trip or whatever. And how can you protect your freedom, let's say, in normal times? Because also in normal times, most of us, most of the society just isn't free. There are several elements of freedom. The first one is, of course, the economic freedom. It means to afford things you would like to do, maybe to have, not to be restricted in your activities, but your economic situation. It is also the economic independence. It means that you should do everything in your power to be independent from other people. If you are dependent on your employer, if you are dependent maybe on the state to give you money or to help you, to somehow support you, then you are definitely not a free person. You are not able to do whatever you want and to say whatever you want, because you always have to pay attention to your money giver, so to say, to your supporter, in order not to scare away your supporter. The next element of freedom is, of course, the independence or the freedom of time and space, or being independent in time and space, meaning to be able to spend your time the way you think is right, is important, and to not to be bound or not to be forced in spend your time in one specific place, to be able to move around. And how can you do that? I mean, of course you can do that as an employee partly, right? If you have kind of a free job like a writer, maybe a musician, or some kind of a free occupancy. But for most jobs, you are bound to a specific place and you have to be in specific times at your workplace and spend that time in a specific activity, in a specific location, doing specific tasks, doing specific jobs. So the best way to achieve actually that freedom of space and time is entrepreneurship, because then you can create your own venture, your own business, the way you want to spend your life, the way you want to spend your time, the way you think you would like, doing things you consider important, doing things you consider worthwhile. And this is actually the main meaning of freedom to me, spending your time on the activities you consider important, you consider worthwhile, and not spending your time on things that you have to do, that you are told to do, that you are obligated to do, or maybe even forced to do. Because doing things you are forced to do is certainly not freedom. This is slavery. If you are not able to decide on how you spend your time and what you do in your life, then you can't be happy. And most people in our society, probably around 90% people, maybe probably more than 90% of people in our society they are unhappy in their jobs, and they spend their time in their jobs out of economic society, out of economic necessity, and they wouldn't go to the jobs, they wouldn't do the work if they didn't have to. And this is just very sad, and these people are certainly unhappy. The next part of happiness, the next element, is of course health. This is very simple. You can have all the money of the world, you can have all the riches of the world, but if you are not healthy, it doesn't matter. All that money, all that wealth doesn't matter to you. So how to keep healthy? Of course, two things, two main elements. First one, sports. Exercise regularly. I would prefer cardio sports, doing something for your cardiovascular health, pumping up your blood circulation, let's say getting up early and going for a jog, going for a longer walk, for a hike. This is something that will give you health, right? Also take care of your flexibility, the flexibility of your body, move every joint of your body, flex on regular basis. Also some muscles can't do much harm. So general exercise. This is one part of health, and the other part of health is of course food. You have to realize that whatever you put in your body, it stays in your body. Your body is consisted of the things that you put in your body. If you put junk into your body will become junk, and so you will lose health. And also, if you are unhealthy, you can't be happy and you can't perform. You will spend your time going to doctors, going to some treatments, and repairing the health that you have ruined before. So this is the second element of happiness that I wanted to share with you today. And the third element is being the captain of your life, being mentally the captain of your life. What does it mean? It means do not complain and do not succumb to the victim mentality. I hear a lot of people complaining about outer circumstances, about that going wrong in the society, about them being victim of some circumstances, of some outer conditions, and complaining that they can't become successful, that they can't do that or the other thing because of other people doing this or that, because of the world being in that or another state. And this is just the victim mentality. If you perceive yourself to be a victim of other people's activities, if you consider yourself to be a product of circumstances, if you consider yourself to your life to be the outcome of the conditions you were put into, and that you can't help to change, or you can't help to do something about that, then you are unhappy. What can you do about that? Just take the helm of your life into your hands. Become the captain of your life. Do not complain. See yourself as the creative force, as the driving force of your life, and do something about that instead of complaining. If you can't change something, just don't complain about that. Ignore that. Don't think about that, because it will make you insane and unhappy to spend your time on the things that you can't change. And focus yourself, focus your attention, focus your activities on the things that you can actually change, and that will promote you, that will somehow drive, that will progress you in your life and in your development. So these are the three things that I wanted to share with you today. about happiness, about my attitude to happiness in our third part of Happiness series. I invite you also to watch the previous parts in the series. If you like this video, give me a thumb up. If not, of course, thumb down. Share that video with your friends, with your loved ones. One day they will thank you for that. I talk here a lot about doing great, impossible things in your life, about the most successful entrepreneurs in our world, about self-made billionaires, how they think and act. I talk here also about economy, about money, and sometimes also about cryptocurrencies. So if you like that video, you will certainly like my other videos. I invite you to watch them. That's it for today. I wish you a fantastic day today. Let's do something extraordinary today.